What's up, everybody? Look, if you're the type of person that love to play it safe, this video is for you because what I'm about to say can really help you go from here to here. So let's go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan Inspires, aka the little engineer that could, and welcome back to the YouTube channel where all we do is give practical advice to engineer success in your life. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, hit that subscribe button because there's plenty more content on this page that will be interesting to you. So let's get right into it, right? There's a place that I want to talk about, and this place is a very comfortable place. It's a place where everything is predictable, it's safe, it's a beautiful place where humans love to live. And I know personally myself, I have stayed in this place for quite some time. It's an environment that is very safe, as I said, it's predictable. It's a place where there is not much challenge. This place I'm talking about is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is definitely a beautiful, calm place. But let me tell you something. The comfort zone is the trick of the devil because if you stay in this comfort zone, limited growth takes place. Now, I want to tell you that you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I'll say it again. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because while the comfort zone is a very safe place, there's not much risk, you know what's going to come next, not much growth happens in the comfort zone, right? And I have these seeds here. As you can see, it's time. I might plant these afterwards, but this is just for illustration purposes only. I want you to think of yourself as one of these seeds in this packet. Now, this right here represents your comfort zone. You're a seed in here. You're with other people who are in the comfort zone, like-minded people, and y'all are in this beautiful packet where nothing can really get to you. It's an environment that you're familiar with, and it's a well-known environment. Nothing is happening in this comfort zone. You're with other seeds. Everything is fine. But if you really want to grow, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone and be willing to take risk or be willing to do things that you're not comfortable doing. For instance, for this seed to grow, it has to be put into a pot, new environment. There's going to be soil. There's going to be, maybe little pebbles for irrigation. There are going to be different insects and bugs that it might have to deal with in this new environment. Just like you may have to step into a new environment where you're going to be around people you're not accustomed being around. It might get dark, it might get dirty, it might get challenging, but that seed has to go into that environment if it wants to see any growth. If that seed is going to germinate, it has to go into that environment. It cannot do it in this packet. It has to be buried. And little do you know, when you step out of your comfort zone, the very thing that is challenging to you, that you feel is burying you, that you feel like you're taking on this heavy load, is the very thing that's going to be the environment in which you grow in. And that is what I want to talk about today, stepping outside of your comfort zone so that you too can grow into what you were meant to be. This seed was meant to be a time plant. This seed right here, meant to be a time plant or time, whatever you want to call it. And for it to grow, it has to come out of its comfort zone and be buried and in a new environment. And it has to then push through all of these things that it went through to eventually pick its head and grow into what it was meant to be. So that's what we're talking about today. If you like what I'm talking about so far, or you agree, hit the comment section and write comfort zone, and let's talk about the comfort zone, right? So I know that for me personally, one of the times I had to step out of my comfort zone, which was now looking back, every time you look back, it wasn't as hard as you thought it was in the moment. But definitely me in 2010, stepping out of my comfort zone was leaving my beautiful twin island of Trinidad and Tobago to come to America, to Wichita Falls, a place in Texas that is not a big city, and go to school, leave my parents behind, leave my friends. So leaving the environment that I'm accustomed to growing up in, knowing what's familiar, leaving that behind and coming to America to go to school. Granted, I did have my sister, but she lived 2 hours away in Dallas while I was in Wichita Falls. But the stepping out of the comfort zone, what was really uncomfortable for me that I had to get comfortable with was, believe it or not, making new friends. And oh, let's not even talk about the kitchen. I had to learn how to cook for myself, wash my own clothes, all these things that I was accustomed to. I had to then become uncomfortable doing these, had to become comfortable doing these uncomfortable things, which the kitchen I still think is a place I need to stay out of, but at least I was able to survive, right? And granted, I had friends and people who were around to help me in that area, but it was stepping outside of my comfort zone to leave the comfort of my beautiful twin island to come here, knowing that stepping out of my comfort zone was going to produce the results that we see today. I would not have become the little engineer that could. I would not have had the bachelor's, the master's without stepping outside of my comfort zone and coming into unfamiliar territory and growing. And it definitely did spark growth because I did come here at a young age. I believe I was 19 when I came to America to live by myself. And it took some growing up, right? It took some bumps and bruises along the way, some challenges. I mean, school is challenging by itself, but then you're an international student. You could only work on campus. It was a lot of different things, which I can go into in another video. Don't want to make this video too long, but I had to get comfortable doing the uncomfortable things. The finding a job on campus, riding to that job at night, at midnight, 3 a.m. And the people who are at school can testify. These things are uncomfortable, but you had to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to grow. So that was one of my examples of me stepping outside of my comfort zone. So I believe that everyone, if you want to grow, if you really and truly want to become the best version of yourself, it's not going to happen in your comfort zone. It's not going to happen in your safe zone. It's not going to happen in your pocket zone. I'm not saying go against your values and morals and go all the way and out of your comfort zone and where you're going against your morals and values. I'm saying that you're going to have to step outside of being comfortable and playing it safe if you really want to experience true growth. So again, hit the comment section and let me know what is one of the areas that you feel like you need to step outside of your comfort zone. Head down there and let me know. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Now, you may be asking, all right, how do I step outside of my comfort zone? Like, Ryan, okay, I want to step out of my comfort zone, but how do I go about doing that? Well, funny you asked. I have 4 things, I believe, I think we could do to get out of our 3 or 4 to get out of your comfort zone. Now, we all know this saying, right? If you want to walk on water, you're gonna have to get out the boat, right? So it's from the Bible when Jesus called Peter to walk on water, but it's a illustration that people use when they're trying to say, if you want to do something great, you're gonna have to get out of that safe zone, which is the boat that Peter was in. So if you want to walk on water, you're gonna have to get out the boat. Now, the first thing I would say if you want to step outside of your comfort zone is you don't have to go all the way with it right away. So you don't have to just start walking on water. Put your toe in the water at least. Step out of your comfort zone by just putting your toe outside, right? And what I mean by that is do small things that make you uncomfortable. Just little things for now until you feel like you're ready to go all the way with it, right? So, for instance, how that would look is Let's say you are trying to step out of your comfort zone when it comes to public speaking, for instance. Now, you don't have to just go find a place to speak in front of thousands of people or hundreds of people. But what you can do is, if you're really reserved, speak up in a meeting with 10 people, or speak up when you're in a public setting with 5 or 10 people, and there's a discussion going on. Put your input in. Or, for instance, you're wanting to diet, right? You want to step outside of your comfort zone and get out of your usual routine or bad eating habits, whatever the case is. You don't have to just say, okay, I'm fully vegan or fully vegetarian or fully keto, whatever the diet you're going to do. What you can do is have set days. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm not going to eat processed food. I'm not going to eat sugars, whatever it may be. So it's as simple as that, right? Just take these small steps to get out of your comfort zone. Just take a little step out so that you can feel uncomfortable, but it's not too far away from your comfort zone to where you're scared right back into your comfort zone. So just take these small steps, because a lot of people, they go through burnout when they go cold turkey, or they just go full send, as they would say, outside of their comfort zone, right? Now, the second thing that you have to remember, or you have to do, is have the perspective that the emotions that you feel when you step outside of your comfort zone is just part of the process. So the fear, the anxiety, the frustration that you feel when you step outside of your comfort zone, chalk it up to that's just part of the process, and this is what you have to go through if you're going to get any growth. Understand that, and you'll be more inclined to step outside of your comfort zone, because when you start feeling the emotions, when you start feeling fearful because of the marathon or the performance or the diet that you have coming up, or you're feeling anxious, you would know that these are normal feelings because I'm outside of my comfort zone. And the more comfortable you can get with the uncomfortable feeling of those emotions, the more likely you are to make those strides outside of your comfort zone and start living a life where you're growing and you're not stagnant. All right. Now, the third thing, this is it, right? Listen to this one. It's, you will never be ready to start. So just start, and you will continue to get ready in the process, right? And what I mean by that is, if you think about, for instance, when I was writing my book, right? I had no idea how I was going to publish my book. I didn't want to go and start researching because I felt like I might have been just waiting, saying, okay, I'm not ready yet. And then I'll start when I get ready, when I get all this information. I just started writing, and then I figured it out along the way. I thought, and if you want to check out the book, it's on Amazon, What in the Fatherhood. If you can't find it, hit me up on Instagram, Ryan Inspires, and I'll send the link to you. Well, it should be in my bio as well. But I thought that I could write the manuscript, send it to a publisher, and they just, accept it. If they don't like it, send it to another one, and then they publish it, right? That wasn't the case. With the more writing I did, eventually I started researching, because now I'm excited because I'm writing and I'm seeing it come into pass. And then I started looking at, how can I publish this book? Eventually I went with the self-published route, and it was really me just doing and figuring it out. To get outside of your comfort zone, it was not comfortable for me to just start writing, not knowing how I was going to publish the book. It was uncomfortable. But when you want to get outside of your comfort zone, it's better to just start, and you will understand, figure out, get ready, whatever you want to call it, after you start. Don't wait, because it's never going to be the right time. You're never going to feel fully ready to step outside of your comfort zone or do an activity that's outside of yourself, outside of your comfort zone, right? Now, the last one, this one is a good one, and you're already doing it because you're watching this video, Ryan Inspires. So the last one is, get alongside or get around people who have that growth mindset. Now, you're subscribed to Ryan Inspires. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button. But get alongside people who are interested in personal development, who are interested in growing, who are interested in taking risks, calculated risk, who are interested in being comfortable, being uncomfortable for the betterment of themselves. If you can get alongside those people, get around those people, you're going to feel the pull, the urge to want to step outside of your comfort zone, to want to do things that you don't regularly do, knowing that it's going to benefit you, right? If you're a person that don't work out and you're always hanging around a group of friends who are always working out, you're going to feel more inclined to work out. If you're a person with bad eating habits and you hang around people, or you look at videos, or you listen to podcasts that speak on good eating habits, you're going to feel more inclined to take the small steps to be uncomfortable, to gain better eating habits until you're fully into a clean eating habit, whatever it may be, right? But you get alongside those people, because if you're at level A and they're at level B, you're going to want to get to level B. And then if they're at level C, you go around other people who are level C, you're going to want to pull yourself up to level C. That's why it's important to subscribe to the channel. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel Ryan Inspires, because we're pushing that growth mindset. I'm working on that. I'm encouraging everyone else to work on that, to ensure that they're able to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's where growth happens. And if you can get around other people who can think like that, you are going to be more inclined to do the things that is going to spark that growth that you need. All right. Now, I'll try not to make this video too long, so I'm gonna wrap up with this, right? What are you gonna do this week, this upcoming month, that is outside of your comfort zone, that is going to spark that growth? What are you going to do? Comment that down below. What activities are you going to do outside of your comfort zone that is going to spark growth? So comment down below. And if there's anything that you felt that I left off that other people can use to really come outside of their comfort zone, comment that down below as well. But just like the seed, right? Growth doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to be able to just start growing as soon as you step outside of your comfort zone. It's going to take some time. Just like the seed, it's going to take time to grow. You're going to take some time to push through that environment, that new challenges that have come your way. But if you stick with the process long enough, you are going to blossom into exactly what you were meant to be. You are going to blossom. You are going to grow in that new state of uncomfortableness, right? So before I leave, I really want to drive this point home, and I will just leave you with this. There's a process called annealing, right? And I've seen it in engineering terms and in engineering cases a lot, right? And what that is you take a piece of metal that is brittle. Yes, it's metal, but it's brittle, it can crack easily. And you heat it to very high temperatures, and then it's a rapid heat to very high temperatures, and then it's a slow cooling process. Now, this annealing process, after we heat it all the way up and cool it down, the metal that was once easy to crack, brittle, is now stronger. It's now more flexible, more malleable. It's able to take on certain pressures that it couldn't have before. Same thing for you. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is your annealing process. You may be exposed to higher temperatures, more pressure when you step outside of your comfort zone. New challenges, a different environment, right? But what it is going to do, and I can guarantee you, it is going to make you stronger. It is going to make you more flexible. It is going to make you more resilient once you're able to step outside of your comfort zone. So, step outside of your comfort zone. You go and have your own annealing process, and we'll talk again in the next video. Until then, be sure to hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. And it's your boy Ryan Inspires. All the best to you on your journey, your self-discovery journey, your personal development journey. And be sure to stay inspired until I see you in the next video.